Thank you very much. Good morning and namaste, everybody. From Lumbini, the birthplace of Buddha, and I'm in Lumbini Buddhist University office. Thank you for the organizing team, including Leena, Anupama, and all people, for this great opportunity. It is incredible that this sort of meeting is possible because of technology. It's great. I'm so glad that Pramod Bhattaji is participating from Nepal in person. I will be in touch with him. I'll be in touch with him and look forward working in team with him when he comes back. Now let me enter to my presentation. Well, I will try to finish this before 15 minutes.
That's very good.
I think you can see my presentation here.
Not yet. But we can see you.
Okay.
Still, we cannot see the presentation. Yes.
Yes,
we can see the presentation now.
Okay, this my first picture is about the Himalayas. This is Nepal is famous for. Well, higher education in Nepal, it was initiated by establishing a college, Trisana College in 1880. So it's very new in that sense. And Tribhuvan University, it was established only after 4 decades in 1959. Social academic leaders of the time initiated colleges as well as a campaign for providing higher education. In fact, in Nepal, higher education development is taking place side by side with the social reform and political changes. Nonetheless, in 1972, there was a National Education System Plan, which nationalized the higher education efforts by public sector and nationalized it. It tried to develop more colleges, but however, it didn't work somehow. So in 1980, again, the nationalization was reverted and let the public and private colleges run higher education side by side. And University Grants Commission was approved by the parliament in 1992 and came into functioning since 1993. So since 1993, we have a more kind of structured approach to higher education development in Nepal. Our university constituted and 1,309 are affiliated colleges run by private sector as well as community sector. And very interestingly, out of 1,309, 777 are private campuses, and only 532 are community campuses. Community campuses in Nepal, they are public entities, but non-government. Right now, I mean, this is not right now. Actually, this is the data from a year before. There are about 0.37 million or 371 million students enrolled in the system. And out of that, about 121,000 in constant campuses and the rest in affiliated campuses, more in private colleges. That's the important part. Right now, according to our data, which is 2016-17, the gross enrollment rate is 12.4%, higher at the bachelor's level and lower at the master's and MPhil level. Actually, this graduate GER, this gross enrollment ratio was higher earlier. Since last 3 years, it was higher, but then it is gradually decreasing. This is a kind of great concern for us. I'll talk about this a little later. Organizationally, we have Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, which is looking after the university aspect of higher education. And then we also have this Ministry of Health, which is looking after the health academies, higher education provided by the health academies under the Ministry of Health. Well, in our education system, the framework is until higher secondary level, we call it school education. Roughly 16 years plus. After the age of 16 years plus, the students will be completing higher secondary level, and they will be able to enter bachelor's level, which is of 4 years, master's level of 2 years, and then of course MPhil and PhD as per different programs. Now, in terms of access and equity, we can see the number of campuses increasing for the whole year alone. Right now we have 1,408. In 2010-11, it was 1,087. Interestingly, this relates to the decrease in GER, the gross enrollment ratio also, student enrollment. In 2010-11, it was 400,000, 8,000 students. It increased gradually until 2012-13 and peaked to this 560,000. But then it started to decrease. It started to decrease until 2015-16. And in 2016-17, there's a slight increase, but we still need to see the next year data, whether it is gaining again or it has a kind of plateaued. Female students also increasing. We will discuss more about this in the gender, because our female participation is gender parity, at least gender parity is at par. It is paired or more than one. Gender parity is more than one actually. Interestingly, although student number has decreased, but the graduate number has not decreased. So this is interesting phenomena that we are seeing in Nepal. So this phenomena, actually, because of this phenomena, there is a scope for examining efficiency of institution, quality of enrolled students, and quality of teaching learning as well. We need to check that, whether the number of graduate increase despite decrease in student really means the increase in efficiency or something else. Student retention and transition. This is a kind of challenging issue in Nepal, particularly in rural areas, as migration to more urbanized region and going abroad for better opportunities has been increasing rapidly, very rapidly. There has been increasing cases of rural colleges where student enrollments have dropped dramatically, and some colleges even have to close down. And retention very difficult, as students tended not to register for admission and to drop out once they get better opportunities in urban areas or abroad. Well, this is foreseeable because our Nepal scenario, although this is a little bit old data, but the pattern is still similar. In urban areas, we have people belonging to highest economic quintile. At least fourth and the fifth quintile population, total population is more than 86%. But this is not the case with the rural area. In the rural areas, there are more population belonging to lower quintiles, more so in the mountain region, and more so in the hilly region. So this is why we are seeing the movement of population very rapid, with consequences in our enrollment as well as the other development. Nepal has recently undergone a great political change, as you may all know, and our constitutional provision is more democratic, and it has emphasized on education as fundamental right relating to equality, social justice, and also social inclusion. It is written in our constitution itself. And Nepal has been adopting inclusive education policy for persons with disabilities, Disability Rights Act, equity strategy, commitment to achieve sustainable development goals, commitment to UN Convention on Rights of the People with Disabilities, special need education master plan has been prepared, and there are provisions for special quota system for admission and special scholarship, all targeting to disadvantaged people, including the special need people as well as girls. Well, these are provisions which are made by the constitutional provision of the state. However, there is a scope for examining the implementation of the provision. Well, gender parity, as I mentioned earlier, we have GPI of 1.11, so gender parity is increasing. However, there is need for critical examination on the distribution of female students by campus type. It's very interesting. This is another scenario here. Distribution of university campuses in provinces. Our campuses, colleges, and higher education institutions, including universities, they are not distributed equally. You can see in province number 3, where the capital is located, 50% of the institutions are in province number 3, almost 50%. Yeah. And province 6 and province 7, which are in the midwestern and far western part, the institutions are very small in number. So are the cases of enrollment and other data. The other interesting aspect is distribution of campuses in terms of subject area the courses offer. Science and technology, 4.8% only. Business and management, 44.2%. Humanities and social science, 15.5%. Education, 28.7%. Engineering, medicine, and other, they are very small. The institutions are offering courses based on demand as well as on the basis of the regulating bodies. For example, the Ministry of Education, Medical Council, and Engineering Council. However, there is a need for research on the demand, actual opportunities, and viabilities, because the scenario doesn't correspond with the development need of the country and also the opportunities available.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, we have about 1.5 minutes now. So if you would like to share some of your issues, it might be very good.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So examination is poor success rate in the examination is another issue that we really need to look at. And the success rate in the private campuses are higher, but still they are not so high. And okay, I'll come to the main issues and challenges. Efficiency of delivery is major issue and challenges. Quality and relevance of delivery is another issue. And higher education need to be research-based. That is another real challenge for us. Academic culture, we have to develop academic culture. Effectiveness and of management, ensuring financial sustainability, continually attracting potential human resources. This is really a great challenge. And linking higher education with TVET as well as complementing with school education, these are important aspects. Very interestingly, we have emerging trend, like quality is a big concern. Students and parents are now happy to even bear the cost of going abroad for study. Lots of students are going abroad for study. Earning while learning has become popular for students and their parents. Private institutions are liaising with foreign institutions. Emergence of private counseling and guiding center for students. Financial institutions like even banks are providing loan for study. So these are some emerging cases. But then we also have opportunities and way forward, because higher education policy, the government has adopted higher education policy, which emphasizes on quality and relevance, higher education for economic development, higher education for harnessing potential natural resources, cost sharing, regional balance, technical professional education. These are the emphasis. And we are running right now higher education reform project, which emphasizes on research and knowledge application, quality assurance, performance-based funding, institutional autonomy. This project is really working right now, but this is really working only. We still need to pursue in this and address the emerging trends and issues and look forward for improvement in Nepal. And so these will be the aspects which I intend to include in my report. And since Pramodji is there, I'll be consulting with him and also look forward in discussing with him and the possibility of working together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vice Chancellor. Thank you for an excellent presentation.